So this stage lasts from about 1.5 years to 2 years. This is a time when most parents start toilet training their children. Even if they don't start toilet training their children, the child becomes aware of the fact that there is a bowel movement and a bladder movement, and that the child is expulsing or removing waste from the body. The child very much becomes aware of this process and even may start to point out that he or she is excreting feces or urine from the body, and the child very much becomes aware of the anal zone in this particular stage. Now, at this particular time, there is a conflict between the id's ego and superego, as the id takes pleasure in expulsion of waste. Now, you have to imagine the id is coming from a very primitive part of you, the part of you that says, I want to go to the toilet, so I'm going to go to the toilet. But the ego and the superego step in and say, no, there's no toilet around, so you can't do it in your pants. That's the ego and the superego putting in the control into the system. That's why the societal pressures has been mentioned here. It's actually societal pressures and rules of society which have taught you this. Otherwise, as just a human being living in a forest, you would go to the toilet if you needed to go to the toilet in that instant. You wouldn't wait to look around for a bathroom. So this is basically a result of society and societal pressures to actually withhold your bowel movements and urine movements within the body to fit with society's rules. This is what Freud believed. And this particular thing causes a conflict between the parents' toilet training expectations and the child's own desire and ability. So like I said, the parent wants the child to be toilet trained. The parent wants the child to come out of diapers, but the child is not confident in his or her own ability to do it. And they also have a desire coming from the id to not do it. They don't want to, because a diaper gives the child the ability to go in the diaper whenever the child pleases. So toilet training or not wearing a diaper requires the child to actually withhold bowel movements within the body, which the child may not want to do. Now, the child who takes pleasure in excreting as per his or her own desires, and the parent is very lenient with that, leads to an anal expulsive character. So a parent being very lenient if a child soils his or her pants during toilet training, doesn't really punish or say anything, is very calm, or maybe too calm, then you can create an anal expulsive character. Now, this person can be very messy, disorganized, reckless, careless, because they generally don't have the structure and the discipline and the organization which is required to manage toilet training. On the other hand, you have a child who may retain his bowel movements and he may be overindulged. And as a result of that, you have somebody who's an anal retentive character. This person is neat, precise, orderly, careful, stingy, passive, and passive aggressive. Now, this is where we see also some traits of OCD. So Freud strongly believed later on in his life that OCD actually comes from your need to be very neat, very organized, very precise, almost to the point of driving yourself mad. This actually is the result of an anal retentive character, somebody who enjoys holding his bowel movements and sees that he's being praised for that constantly, that he's controlling himself and not going to the toilet. And the parent is very happy. You are basically giving the message to your child that I'm really happy that you're so neat and you're so orderly and you're so careful. And that can actually lead to future OCD problems. Yeah. This stage permanently affects the person's attitude towards possession and towards authority, obviously, because the parents control or try to control or exercise authority, and the child may or may not respond positively to it. Eventually, this attitude goes on for life.